Good evening. You're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Straight up to our top story. The Drugs Controller General of India has approved India's first intranasal COVID vaccine, which is developed by Bharat Biotech. Now, it's been approved for restricted emergency use in those aged above 18 years. Now, Bharat Biotech has announced this last month, in fact, that the vaccine BBV154 had proven to be, and I quote, safe, well tolerated, and immunogenic, end quote, in subjects in controlled phase 3 clinical trials. Now, according to a report by PTI that cited unidentified company officials, clinical trials were conducted on 4,000 volunteers and there were no side effects that were reported. Now, the vaccine maker said in a press release that nasal delivery system has been designed to be cost effective for low and middle income countries. Now, this announcement was made by Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia, who tweeted, and I quote, "This step will further strengthen our collective fight against the pandemic," end quote. Our continued focus on Bengaluru floods, which has been going on for the last couple of days now. In fact, several areas, the so-called IT corridors completely inundated the last couple of days. A 23-year-old woman was electrocuted in Bengaluru while she was trying to wade through inundated streets in Whitefield area of the city. The incident occurred after the two-wheeler she was travelling in fell on a waterlogged road, but that led to her accidentally touching an electric pole and then later getting electrocuted. In fact, the police has said that she lost her balance on a rain-inundated road near the Mahira bakery and fell down. That led to this incident. In the meantime, schools have been shut down as several parts of the city face traffic jams and many areas are still inundated. Water supply has also been drastically affected. Now, while this is going on, there are several remarks that have come in from the administration. We'll start off with what the Bengaluru's civic body BBMP has said. Now, the Chief Commissioner of BBMP, Tushar Girinath, in a series of tweets, has said that residents should not panic as BBMP has enough resources and asked people, in fact, to cooperate. Now, Mr. Nath has said, and I quote, "The BBMP is using around 20 boats to evacuate people and an equal number of pumps to flush out water from inundated areas," end quote. Now, he added that the floods in Bengaluru are limited only to 5 to 6 square kilometer out of the city's total area of 800 square kilometer. He said that Mahadevapura zone is the worst affected and among the other 8 zones, and he also added that this is the second wettest rainy season in Bengaluru in the last 50 years. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Basavaraj Bommai, has blamed massive waterlogging in the city to the previous Congress regimes. Now, he said that this was due to unplanned misrule, what he said, of the previous Congress government. Now, Chief Minister Bommai has added that the previous Congress government never thought about the management of tanks, but the incumbent government has taken it as a challenge. This is what the Karnataka government has done so far. The government has released 300 crore rupees to manage floods in the city. Mr. Bommai has said, and I quote, "To restore damaged infrastructure like roads, electric poles, transformers, schools, etc., 300 crore rupees has been kept for Bengaluru alone," end quote. Now, a total of 1,500 crore rupees has been allocated for construction of stormwater drains in Bengaluru, and the Chief Minister has said that work would begin once the water recedes. Moving away from Bengaluru now, the Supreme Court has issued notice to the UP government seeking its response to a plea filed by Ashish Mishra, who is the son of Union Minister Ashish Mishra, in the Lakhimpur Kheri case. Now, Ashish Mishra had approached the Supreme Court to challenge an order passed by the Allahabad High Court on July 26 that dismissed his bail application. Now, the bench also directed the Uttar Pradesh government to file its response by the 26th of September. Now, this is what happened during that incident. 8 people, including 4 farmers, were killed in the incident that took place on the 3rd of October last year. Now, Ashish Mishra is the main accused in this case. He was first arrested in the case on the 9th of October. He walked out of jail on the 15th of February after the Allahabad High Court granted him bail. Now, he was arrested again after families of the deceased challenged the order in the Supreme Court. Also in the news, the Uttar Pradesh government is opposed to bail plea of Siddique Kappan in the Supreme Court. Now, the Uttar Pradesh government submitted to the Supreme Court that he had close links with Islamic organization Popular Front of India and was part of a conspiracy to foment religious conflicts in the country. Now, UP government has further said that arguments made by Kappan in his bail application were riddled with falsehoods, contradictions, and I quote, and suppression of facts, end quote. Now, Siddique and three others were arrested on the 5th of October 2020 while they were on their way to Hathras in Uttar Pradesh to report on the rape and murder of a Dalit woman by dominant caste men. Now, he has been booked under various sections including sedition and UAPA. The Supreme Court is set to hear Siddique's bail plea on the 9th of September. Moving on now, according to a BSF spokesperson, Pakistani troops violated the ceasefire in Jammu's Arnia sector this morning. This is a report that PTI has put out. The spokesperson added that the troops of the Jammu unit of the Border Security Force fired back after the Pakistani military shot at a patrolling party. Now, no casualties or injuries have been reported. It was the first incident of firing across the border since February last year, when India and Pakistan had agreed on a ceasefire along the line of control. Also in the news, West Bengal is witnessing a surge in dengue cases. Out of over 2,700 samples, 292 were tested positive for dengue. In the meantime, state capital Kolkata has reported 2 deaths so far. The Kolkata Municipal Corporation has identified at least 13 wards as highly prone to dengue. An update on the Cyrus Mistry car crash case. Now, the primary post-mortem report of Cyrus Mistry, who was killed in a car accident last Sunday, revealed that the former Tata Sons chairman had suffered injuries to his head and heart and had polytrauma, which occurs when a person sustains multiple injuries to vital organs. Now, a final report, which is going to be out in 2 days, will actually specify the cause of the death. Now, Mistry and his friend Jahangir Pandole died when their speeding car hit a divider on a bridge on the Surya River on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad National Highway in Maharashtra's Palghar district. They were on their way from Gujarat to Mumbai. 2 others in the car were seriously injured. Now, Mercedes-Benz has released a statement which says, and I quote, "As a responsible brand respecting customer privacy, our team is cooperating with the authorities where possible and we will provide any clarification to them directly as required," end quote. In the meantime, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitish Kumar has said that the centre has decided to ban all kinds of seatbelt beep alarm stoppers in the country. And this comes when the initial probe found out and revealed that the passengers were not wearing seat belts while sitting in the rear seat. And the car was having no front-facing airbags for the rear passengers. Now, Mistry and Jahangir Pandole, who passed away unfortunately in this incident, were sitting in the rear seat. While speaking at a summit, Nitish Kumar has said, and I quote, "We will not tolerate any compromise or any international standards on road safety, and this covers all aspects, road as well as vehicles. I have issued the order to ban the manufacturing and sale of seatbelt stopper clips," end quote. On to politics now. The Enforcement Directorate has raided 30 places in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Telangana and Maharashtra in connection to the alleged irregularities in the new liquor policy for Delhi. There's a tiff that's going on between the AAP government and the Delhi LG, Vinay Saxena, over this particular case. In the same case, CBI had booked Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia as well. Now, to give you a context, a new liquor policy was implemented last year in November. Under this, licenses of 849 liquor shops were issued to private firms through open bidding. However, this year, on the 30th of July, the Delhi government withdrew the new liquor policy after LG Vinay Kumar Saxena recommended an inquiry into it by the CBI. Also, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has met Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Following the meeting, Nitish Kumar told reporters that he's trying to unite the opposition ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections against the BJP. Now, Mr. Kumar added that he does not intend to be the PM candidate. Earlier, Nitish Kumar had claimed that the BJP would be reduced to 50 seats in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections if all opposition parties unite. Moving on to news coming in now from across the globe, starting off with China. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck China's mountainous Sichuan province. Now, the death toll has reached 66. The earthquake triggered landslides and damaged buildings, leaving many trapped inside the rubble. The death toll in Pakistan has also gone up, and this is because of floods. It's gone up to 1,290. The National Disaster Management Authority said that a total of 80 districts have been declared calamity hit in the country. Now, the country has received 190% more rain than its 30-year average between June and August. And one piece of positive news before we wrap things up here on this bulletin: ISRO chairman S. Somnath, during the Bengaluru Space Expo 2022, has said that India has now gotten plans to design and build a reusable rocket for the global market that would significantly cut the cost of launching satellites. This will help ISRO reduce the cost of launching satellites. Now, ISRO has said that its next rocket will be a reusable one after the existing GSLV-MK3. He said in a statement to PTI, and I quote, "The next rocket that ISRO builds after the GSLV-MK3 must be reusable," end quote. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.